The wind and radio are beating a conversation against the windows of my car. I am jealous. Their dialogue comes so naturally. Meanwhile, I ask the tightly wound ball of teenage rebellion seated next to me about work. He still smells of tires and grease. I can't even tell if he answers the question. The silence is too loud. There are 5 hours and 17 minutes left in this drive from Charlotte to Baltimore. It reminds me of my first lessons in navigating awkward silence. On bumpy back roads in a blue pickup truck, Dad and I both staring straight ahead. Sometimes he would ask me about school. Most times he would just say, which was his way of either filling the silence or telling me he heard what I said, or was skeptical of what I said, or was proud of me, or he loved me. We didn't talk much. 4 hours and 11 minutes to go. My son's biological father will be waiting for us, a look of triumph on his face. My failure, his small victory, his reward is not Michael himself, but what he represents. Mike will just be extra income here. We both know it. 2 hours and 3 minutes to go. The last time I saw my father, we didn't talk much. What had started in his lungs had moved up to his throat. As he was slipping away, eyes closed and not conscious, I whispered, I love you. His fingers resurrected from the tombs, flanking his side long enough to squeeze my hand. I know what he wanted to say, and it made up for every conversation we never had in that truck that night. I drove home from the hospital on back roads, windows down, radio in wind, screaming back and forth. 39 minutes. There are some moments that are too short to speak both what someone else needs to hear and what you need to say. Me being socially dyslexic, I have the words, I just don't know what order to put them in. Like, I'm sorry, like why drugs, like could a gang really be more family than family? Like, I don't want to see you in a body bag, like hearts, people, and poems. You know we are all broken, right? You know I love 10 minutes. When my father was your age, he was abducted by the KKK for 3 days. I just found that out. He never talked about it. Maybe that's why sometimes the silence was so loud. Like if you never talked about it, then it never happened. The point is, there are some things you are never going to understand about me until I'm gone. I squeeze the steering wheel, looking for signs of life. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Does this make up for every conversation we never had in this car 1 minute? The only thing I actually say to him is, I pull slowly into the alley behind their row house, hesitant about this transaction, like I was having second thoughts about a drug deal, like I was the supplier and his dad wanted to use him, like Mike was a bag, like I dropped him and ran at the first sight of trouble. Doing the right thing still feels like a sin. Sin still feels like someone leaving me, like absence, like low volume. Noise is the closest thing to forgiveness I can accept. Acceptance is to know how much I am, my father, have been my son. It is to ask which father will Mike become when he is my age. It is to roll the windows down, turn the radio up loud. It is to know that I will always fight the urge to talk about this, and I will always win. To win is to choose to forget if it happened.